morning, everybody. We're Sports Corner update. I'm Joe Kraus. A quick shout out to our high school chess team as they finished fifth place yesterday. So congratulations to Mr. Hodson and that group. Meanwhile, NT baseball lost to Niagara Falls yesterday by a score of 7-2. Joe Donowich hit a 2-run double to tie the game up after the first, but the Wolverines had a big third inning when they scored 3 runs. The Jacks will host Roy Hart tomorrow morning at Ramsey Field. To the NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills will have Shaq on the attack. For the 2016 season, the team selected Clemson defensive end Shaq Lawson 19th overall. Lawson finished the 2015 campaign with 9.5 sacks, but after he was selected, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Lawson will need shoulder surgery, which will take 4 to 6 months, but he'll likely have it next off-season. We'll have a full recap of the draft coming up on Monday. Well, our guest this morning was part of NT Football's 2009 state title team in his junior year, and is still considered as one of the toughest linemen to come through the program in recent years. After his high school career, he joined the United States Army in 2012, and since then he's come back to tell his story. Well, please welcome from the class of 2011, Mr. Collin O'Donnell. Collin, welcome to the show. We appreciate it. So, football was your main love growing up, so when did you fall in love with the sport?
Well, I needed a little bit of discipline in my life, and I enjoyed the camaraderie that was involved with football. So I think between that and the physical aspect of it, I just fell in love with it. You
played for Coach Dancy a lot, and his entire staff to your entire high school run. So what did you learn from them on and off the field? Because past players have said they loved playing for those guys.
So when we won the state championship game, Coach Dancy told me and the team one thing. He said, no one individual is perfect, but today you collectively finished as a perfect team. And that always stuck with me because as long as you work together, you can accomplish anything you want.
You mentioned about the state title game, and you were also a part of the 100th TNT game. Your junior year, you also played at the Ralph a couple of seasons. So a lot of great moments to choose from, but which one was your favorite?
Well, I'd have to say, obviously, winning the state championship, but actually beating Webster Schroeder in the semifinal to advance to the state championship was one of the best moments of my life. And even in 2008, when we lost to Orchard Park at the Ralph, the dedication, hard work that went into that off-season will always stick with me as well.
Just that entire offense with Tuzo, quarterback, Demontesani, Davis, and Bloomfield too. How would you describe that entire offense?
Just a powerhouse. I mean, we were always underdog, and we were always ready to lose against the bigger teams, but we always came out on top because we were dominant, and we always hit the weight room. We always made sure and drilled into our heads what our plays were.
When you think about NT football, and even as a community, the community of North Tonawanda, what comes to mind?
Resilience. I would say resilience comes to mind because as a community, especially during the state championship season, we were in the Great Recession of the United States, but we made it through and made a statement too, and we put each other on the map. And no matter what, we always pick each other up as well.
And it was one of the first Section 6 teams, I believe, to win a state title. Again, a great run to all those guys. And then after you went to college for a year.
Yes, for just about a year.
And then you decided to join the Army. What made you decide to join, and what did you learn from that experience? I believe your grandpa served in World War II?
Yeah, so my grandfather was an engineer in World War II, and his dedication to service and country was unmatched to anything that I would be able to pull off in today's day and age. He went all across Europe liberating concentration camps and such, and it inspired me to do something better for myself as well as my community and other people who are oppressed as well.
You also had the opportunity to meet President Obama one time. It was brief, but it was a pretty cool moment. Would you mind telling that story?
So I got invited to the White House to receive an award, and we had to do our background checks and such, and he asked about the Buffalo Bills. He asked what I thought the season was going to look like, and I said hopefully better than last season, and we laughed it off. And before he moved on to the next recipient, I asked him if for my 21st birthday he wanted to share a beer with me, and he agreed.
And it was pretty cool. You actually got some from the White House, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I ended up getting a six-pack from the White House of legal age to all you hooligans out there. But yes, I ended up getting a six-pack, and even the president's aides checked my ID. So it was a pretty awesome experience, and we ended up donating 3 bottles. One of them was bought for $600 to support a veteran charity, and was actually given back to me afterwards.
Last one, I know that you had a lot of advice. You've experienced a lot. Do you have any advice for our viewers maybe before they head off to college and off to the real world?
Absolutely. So you guys here in the United States of America have an opportunity unlike any other to succeed and to follow your dreams and passions at any cost. The Declaration of Independence states that every man is born equal, but it doesn't say anything about how they die. So what you do in between when you were born and the rest of your life determines who you will be at the end of it. And I encourage every single one of you to follow your passion, to follow your dream, regardless of where you may come from or stature in your economy or family. I encourage you to follow your dreams and passions.
Collin O'Donnell, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck. Again, you've been an inspiration for us all here at NTA, and we thank you for serving our country.
Thanks, buddy.
We got a couple of last notes here. We got a huge weekend coming up. We got the NFL Draft recap on Monday. The Bandits are going to try to wrap up the season fan appreciation night tomorrow night at First Niagara Center. A bunch of great stuff, and we'll break it all down on Monday. So for Collin O'Donnell, I'm Joe Kraus. Have a great weekend, everybody. We hope you enjoyed all the guests, and we'll be back on Monday. And we'll be back with the rest of your morning announcements after this.